So the Royal Rumble 2017 is in the books, a night where Randy Orton surprised all and took the coveted spot of Royal Rumble winner, winning it for the second time in his career. He will now go on to main event WrestleMania. Let's look at the matches. So we had 3 matches on the kickoff show. First one up was a 6-woman tag match. This was a pretty cool match. There was some pretty cool maneuvers in this, I thought. A good array of woman talent in the ring. And in the end we had Naomi. She pinned Alexa Bliss, and it was team Nikki Bella, Naomi and Becky Lynch taking out this matchup. So next up we had the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line. It was the champions Cesaro and Sheamus taking on challengers Gallows and Anderson. It was a fairly standard tag team sort of matchup, nothing too special here, but we had new tag team champions crowned. That was Gallows and Anderson as they defeated Cesaro and Sheamus. So finally, Gallows and Anderson get their hands on the gold. And to top off the kickoff show here, we had Nia Jax. She was taking on Sasha Banks. Now, pretty surprised at this match. It was quite a short matchup. We had Nia Jax pretty much dominating the match. Sasha came back with a few moves here and there, but nothing too special really. It was quite a short match, and Nia Jax won this one relatively easy as she defeated the boss, Sasha Banks. And just before the Royal Rumble event got underway officially, we had HBK Shawn Michaels coming out to address the 50,000 plus somewhat strong crowd at San Antonio, his home crowd. So that was pretty cool to see the Heartbreak Kid. Okay, so to the main card now. We had 4 main matches on the main card, plus a Rumble match of course. First matchup, Bayley vs Charlotte for the Raw Women's title. Charlotte, the champion of course. Now this was actually a pretty good match. It was a fairly competitive match. Charlotte dominated early. I thought this match could have gone on a wee bit longer. It seemed to end a wee bit premature, but it was a good match. Yeah, just a bit short I thought. And try she might, Bayley could not get her hands on that Raw Women's title. So Charlotte keeps the title of course and keeps her pay-per-view streak rolling on. Okay, now next matchup we had for the Universal title was Kevin Owens, the champion. He was taking on Roman Reigns, and we had Chris Jericho above the ring in a shark cage. Now Jericho did not go into the cage on his own volition. No, it was Roman Reigns who ended up tossing him in there at the start of the match, and Jericho was suspended high above the ring. We had some awesome moments in this match. This was a really good match between these two. We had a frog splash from Kevin Owens from the top turnbuckle through a table on the floor onto Roman Reigns, so that was really cool. We had Jericho from up top in the shark cage. At one stage Jerry threw some brass knuckles down, and Owens used those, but to no avail. We even had Kevin Owens hitting a Stone Cold Stunner on Roman Reigns at one stage, so that was pretty funny. Didn't get the 3 count, but it's pretty cool to see the Stunner back in employment there. We had Roman Reigns powerbombing Kevin Owens through an announce table at one stage there as well, so that was a really awesome moment. And it was Braun Strowman who came out and he chokeslammed Roman Reigns on the announce table, but then he actually drove him through a table in the ring and knocked him out there, and it was Kevin Owens who got the pin and got the win at that moment. And this was a really good match, really entertaining match. These two are having some really good matches. Their last pay-per-view match too was pretty awesome, and this one was right up there as well, maybe even better than that. A lot of good moments in this match. Personally, I'm pretty glad that Kevin Owens kept the belt because he's doing a real good job with it, and yeah, hopefully he can just take that belt now through to WrestleMania, and I think he's doing a real good job as champ. So really awesome match, great match here. Okay, so next up we had the Cruiserweight title on the line. It was champion Rich Swann. He was taking on Neville with his newly changed attitude, of course. So personally, not a great fan of the Cruiserweight division. Don't really like how they changed ropes to the whole purple setup, the purple ropes and everything every time they fight. To me, it takes away from the event. It's like you're watching a Royal Rumble event and then they put all this purple garb on, and with the ring they change the ropes and everything, and it just takes it out of the event that you're watching. I don't really like it that much. I think with Neville in now, and when we see Austin Aries, I think the division will really ramp up quite a bit, I hope. Of course, if you compare it to the WCW Cruiserweight era, there is absolutely no comparison at all. The WCW Cruiserweight division makes this division look like absolute crap, I gotta say it. As I say, we'll see Austin Aries, and maybe with Neville as champ now, and maybe they can get things going. They've only just begun, so we'll give them a chance, and hopefully that division and the whole thing can improve. Okay, AJ Styles versus John Cena. Now this was a really good match. The crowd was really into it. I'd give this match about a 4-star rating, I would say. Some people may be giving it a 5-star rating out there, but I'd say this is a solid 4. Champion AJ Styles taking on challenger John Cena, of course. So in this match we had AJ Styles kicking out of the AA, and John Cena kicking out of the Styles Clash and stuff like that during the match. It was a top rope AA from John Cena that almost put AJ Styles away, but he was able to kick out of that. And in the end, John Cena had to put 2 AAs on AJ Styles to finish him 2 in a row. He did one, held on to it, then did another one straight after, and that's how Cena got the win. So this was a really good matchup, in my opinion. That had some great matches before. Certainly ranks are right up there alongside with those. The crowd was really into it, which really helped the match too. It sort of seemed like AJ Styles was doing most of the maneuvers in this match. It was like Cena kind of looked like he was sort of just going for the big spots, like for the big finishes all the time. Wasn't putting in enough groundwork. It sort of seemed like he was just sort of, every time he sort of had a chance of offense, he was just going for finishes all the time. It'd be nice to see him actually putting some more maneuvers there. That's kind of just the way I saw it, but I guess that's how it goes. But definitely a good match, and a really top match for the WWE Championship. And of course we had John Cena coming out on top, equaling Ric Flair's 16-time record championship reigns. Okay, now on to the Royal Rumble. I see a lot of people out there, it's kind of indifferent. A lot of people are saying like this Rumble is really awesome. Totally awesome Royal Rumble. Was booked well, and everything was smooth, and it was one of the best ones I've ever seen. Other people saying it was a bit lackluster. Yeah, it definitely wasn't one of the best Rumbles I'd seen. I thought some stuff in it was really good, and some stuff in it wasn't. I thought all the stuff they did with Braun Strowman was really good. He eliminated the 7 dudes really quickly, and the way they booked him in that match was great. He was really strong, and that was a really cool part of the match. We also had Luke Harper turning on Bray Wyatt there, and so that was pretty cool to see that as well. We'll see how that unfolds in the coming weeks. Now going in, obviously, you know, you probably sort of thought that Lesnar, Taker, and Goldberg wouldn't come out too early in the match. They'll probably come out later on. You didn't see any of them till like numbers 26 and onwards, and it was a bit late for them to come out, in my opinion. Would have been a lot better to see like Lesnar, for example, come out at like 19 or 20 or something like that, just to see a bit more of them in the match. When Lesnar did come in, it was awesome. But it was a bit late in the match because there was a real stale point during the middle of the Rumble where it just got a bit boring, and they were just sitting in not very high profile wrestlers, and the whole thing just became a bit sort of mundane and boring in the middle. It would have been nice to see, as I say, Goldberg, Lesnar or Taker on a bit earlier than they actually came out. Well, it also would have been really nice to see Lesnar and Goldberg actually go at it this time. Just a spear and he threw him out. It's like, that shock value thing was completely, perfectly and awesomely done at Survivor Series and was awesome. But to do it again, I don't know, I would have much rather seen them go head to head this time. Okay, they're going to have a match at upcoming WrestleMania. Very much looks that way, of course, and they'll obviously go at it there, but I really would have loved to have seen them actually gone at it here in the Rumble match. It was over in like 5 seconds. So that was another bit of a letdown. Cool to see Goldberg and Undertaker go at it. Goldberg spearing Taker. Taker eliminating Goldberg, so that was fine. Goldberg wasn't really in it for long. He was only in it for a few minutes, so much would have liked to have seen him in for a wee bit longer than that. And personally, with the winner of the Royal Rumble, as much as I love Randy Orton, he's one of my favourite wrestlers, he's awesome. But didn't really want to see him win the Royal Rumble. Was really hoping Undertaker would win it, and I reckon, well, in my opinion anyway, I would love to have seen Taker win and go on to face John Cena at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. But from what went on in the match with Roman Reigns coming out and stuff, it looks like it's going to be Reigns versus Taker. That's fine, that'll be a pretty good match if that happens. But yeah, with the way it was playing out, would have much rather seen Undertaker win. I thought Undertaker should have won, or Jericho could have won, or maybe even someone like The Miz, you know, to give you that shock surprise factor, could have won. And with the great work Miz has been doing lately, of course, that wouldn't have been out of place. That could have worked. I just thought Orton winning was kind of like, I don't really see the point behind it, but WWE, they have their reasons. Sometimes they do things like this, and things change along the way between now and WrestleMania, and it all makes sense in the coming weeks and months. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, a bit baffled by Randy winning the Rumble. As I say, he's an awesome wrestler, one of my favourites. But yeah. So for me, the Rumble wasn't the greatest one. The high points were definitely Braun Strowman going nuts. I thought the three big stars, Goldberg's, Takers, and Lesnar's, thought they should have come in a lot earlier, because there were some pretty stale, sort of boring points. And with Jericho on the outside hiding most of the time, you know, which is a cool thing to do, funny thing to do, but with him out there hiding, it also left a bit of a gap in the Rumble as well. So there were sort of a few sort of slow moments in it, I thought, and wasn't really booked as nowhere near as good probably as it could have been. It was okay, and I'll just say that it was, to me, it was okay. But there were some really awesome matches before that. The women's title match was a really good match. The WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and John Cena was really good, and also the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match was really entertaining as well. So I don't know if I'm going to give a show a rating overall. It might be 7.5, 8 out of 10 or something like that. Pretty good show. The Rumble was okay, but really could have and should have been a lot better, especially with those big stars that were in it that we barely didn't even see much. But anyway, onwards and upwards to Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, heading on to WrestleMania, which promises to be a pretty good show this year. Last year's WrestleMania, a bit underwhelming, of course, with all the stars that were out, but looking forward to WrestleMania this year with what has gone down at the Rumble, and we'll see how it all plays out. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Give us a like on the video if you liked it. That's going to help out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks heaps for watching, and we'll catch you next time.